There's a threat in the world today. A threat to our way of living, a threat to our society, and maybe even a threat to our very existence. And what is this threat?
All right, folks, we are back. Facebook is hating us today or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they're not a fan.
Maybe it's just so many people are flooding to see the Checkers and Wreckers live video. It's shutting it down.
Shut it down.
We're
They thought we were a
overloaded.
robot or something. Yeah, exactly. But hey, you made it past 10 seconds. I think we are good to rock. Don't know if many people are going to get back on to check this out, but we wanted to get our picks out there and get those live to you guys, as that is our favorite part of the show.
Because it's time for the Checkers and Wreckers picks of the week. And once again, folks, if you're a business and would like to get your name out there or whatever, we would love to work with you, and that would be right as we Checkers and Wreckers picks of the week brought to you by Could Be You.
Could be you.
Hit us up. Let us know if you're interested in that. And, we can get you fixed up in that area.
Absolutely. It would sound good.
It would.
So, with that being said, we will hop into this. We'll make it fairly quick. We won't ramble too much. But my picks for the Checkers, out of the NASCAR race, I'll start there. Hasn't had much of a season put together yet this year, but he's an experienced driver. He knows what he's doing. Martinsville seems to be his track somewhat, I guess you could say.
9 wins.
Quite a bit.
Who is it?
Jimmy Johnson.
JJ.
So I think he takes it. If he doesn't win, then yeah, he'll take it up there. So
Right.
And then sorry for the IndyCar. My boy here, he's got to hop onto a plane here, but Alexander Rossi, I think he's going to do it. I think he takes it fastest in the last practice. He's got the car now, so.
You and the ass both think Rossi's going to win today, huh?
I think he throws it out there, yeah.
Okay. I know earlier one of our, he's a buddy of mine. I used to race karts with him, and his brother and his dad. I've known Michael Hanowski for a while. He threw out earlier before he had to go leave to go to Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
He said Rowdy Bush is going to win the NASCAR race, and he's picking Colton Herta for the IndyCar race.
The rookie.
That's two very strong picks.
Yeah, it is.
There again, as we discussed earlier, I'm really liking the rookie class in IndyCar this year.
Oh, yeah.
So, for my Checkers picks, I have Rowdy, Kyle Busch.
Yep. It's hard not to pick him.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I sat there before I actually put my pick in. I was like, okay. And there was a few guys I was going to put down, but I'm like, you can't. It's hard to bet against Kyle Busch right now.
I should have picked me with a blown-in engine.
This dude is just he's going out and winning anything he straps into.
Yeah, he's the best guy out there right now.
And for IndyCar, Felix Rosenqvist, folks. Yes, I am picking the rookie to win the race today. He's had speed ever since he unloaded the car off the trailer this weekend, and I say he gets his first win today.
Not a bad pick there. I definitely think he finishes top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
So I guess there we'll jump into the Wreckers picks of the week. Daniel is gonna like one of my picks, but we'll stick NASCAR first. I'll do my Wrecker, Truex. I just don't think he hasn't tied it together really this season.
Yeah, I think he's been. I wouldn't say struggling, but him and his crew chief Cole Pern, they're in a different situation now because before you figure last couple years they were the only car on that team.
Right.
So they did what they wanted to
exactly.
and didn't have to worry about anybody else. Well, now you have teammates and you're all sharing notes and everything else, and
it's a whole new ball game.
I don't think Truex and Cole Pern has adapted to that yet.
Right.
But I think they'll get it. I mean, Truex is a hell of a driver.
He is, exactly.
Cole Pern's a great crew chief, and they're running for Gibbs Racing, which is Kyle Busch's teammate, and we see him putting his car in winner's circle. So I say Truex he'll get there.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time. It's just finding the right fit for him there.
Mm-hmm.
So and then my record as far as IndyCar goes, Marco
Polo.
Yep, I think he tries to make a move and just doesn't work out for him. He gets pushed to the back like normal.
And there's those famous words, Andretti is slowing down.
That was nice. Yeah, I don't think he does it. I don't think this is his year, and I think Andretti actually kind of looks for another option next year. But
I think it's time they do. I mean, you need to put somebody in that car, and who better to put in that car than Paddock?
right.
I think that'd be a solid driver in that car.
Well, we talked about it. I think it was last week. Paddock got the opportunity to run some races with Andretti, and he kind of turned it down. He wanted a full-time run.
Right.
So see if he gets that opportunity again, or if he shut the door too quick, too fast there.
So for my records, I have Kyle Larson. I just don't see him getting it done today. The whole Ganassi NASCAR team has struggled all weekend. Him and Kurt Busch both have just not had the speed. So yeah, I don't see Kyle Larson have a strong run today. IndyCar, Sebastian Bourdais. There again, he struggled this weekend. You know, I was watching him in practice and just fighting a loose car. The one section we were talking about earlier where it's like 16, 17, 18 or whatever, where it's real tight. I mean, he come through there and the back end was washing out on the car, and he was really having to hang on to it just to get through there. So I don't see Sebastian having a strong run today.
Yeah, that's
which is a shame because he's a great road course driver.
He is. Yeah, we're used to seeing him up top here near the beginning of the season. I think the past 2-3 years he's been right there. He's been the points leader coming out of the first few races, and he's just not there this year. He's not finding that speed. He's fighting the car, like you said. So
right.
I think that's a good pick there.
What's you looking like on your dark horse?
Dark horse. So old Graham Rahal, I think, is gonna do the deed in IndyCar. Definitely gonna have a solid finish there. He's got the car. I think he was second or third fastest.
He's looked pretty impressive. He's looked pretty impressive this weekend.
That, and I mean, he's another driver. Right? Obviously he's racing for that Rahal team. But I mean, he needs to string together some wins and do some stuff here.
He does. He needs to
keep the spot.
I would like to see him with a top 3 finish today.
Yeah, and I think he could do it. That he's one of those guys that he's got to keep it out of his head, because he gets in his head and he's gonna make mistakes. So, and then moving to NASCAR, starting 11th. Yeah, he won it last year. I think he, like we talked, he didn't have the qualification he necessarily wanted, but I think Boyer puts together a good finish and brings it in and does what he needs to do there today.
That's a solid pick. I mean, that's last year's winner at Martinsville, and like we discussed earlier with the Stewart-Haas team, they're right there. I mean, they need to. They're not quite there with the Penske Fords, but they're knocking on the door.
Exactly.
My dark horse picks, I picked him before this season, but I'm
Matthew.
going to go with Daniel Hemrick.
Oh, I thought it was going to be deep in Denver.
No, I'm going to put him on the back burner.
Okay, for a couple
rounds. He's let me down too many times already. But Hemrick, he has looked very good all weekend long in that Richard Childress number 8 Bass Pro Shops ride.
Yep.
And it's a sexy looking ride.
It is. It looks sharp.
That's part of the reason I picked him, just because the car is sexy. And then in IndyCar, we just talked about a minute ago, Paddock.
Yep.
I see him having a very strong run today, as long as he can stay out of any skirmishes or accidents. I see him walking away with no less than a top 10 finish today.
Yep, and that's champion from last year, putting it together and really proving his spot there for next year.
Yeah.
So I guess that puts together our picks.
Yeah. Folks, I'd just like to, we would like to say, we apologize for the technical difficulties we experienced today.
Yep.
It was not on our end. It was nothing we could do. It was a Facebook issue. So thanks for bearing with us. Please continue to watch Checkers and Wreckers every Sunday at 11 a.m. and come out to Ingalls Speedway.
Should we
hang
start
out
saying
with
like
us.
11-ish?
Yeah, 11. We'll say
Ish.
11.
Ish. Ingalls track out the
Definitely
6th.
come out, hang out with us April 6th. And then if you can't make that,
Full day of events.
come down to Dick's Last Resort for the BWSPORTS1 Black and White Sports March Madness Final Four.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be a fun one there. It'd be a good time always with the 4 of us. We know how to have a good
We
time.
will have the 4 horsemen of BW Sports.
So does that mean we have to wake up the next day and do a show down here then too?
Yeah.
Ooh, that might
Yeah,
be.
it's going to be a busy weekend that week.
All righty. Gonna have
So,
a headache that day.
With that being said, Tommy Boy, what do we do?
Thank you for listening. Drive fast, shift hard, and keep the rubber on the road.
Thank you, folks. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Watch Coda.
Coda, baby.
Watch the NASCAR race. There's plenty of racing going on today. So thanks.
Have a good
Peace. We're out. Hit the button.
one. All right, I'll hit the button.